and welcome to ET Auto and to another on-location episode of Technology Talks. The autonomous driving global megatrend is on the rise. It is estimated that in 2022, the penetration of L1 and above globally was at around 70%. In India, this new trend, in India, the market penetration was less than 1%. It's going to grow significantly. But more importantly, what is happening in India is a lot of technology development efforts, technology development of autonomous driving. And given India's strength in software technology, software engineering, the country is expected to be a major hub, grow as a major hub for autonomous driving technologies as well. We are here in Bangalore to take a close look at what is claimed as India's first autonomous vehicle. This autonomous vehicle concept, named ZPod by a startup called -0, is a 3-meter-long vehicle pod with a fairly simple construction. Depending on which way one is facing, there are 3 cameras each on the back and front of the vehicle, powered by artificial intelligence, which the developers want to act just like the human brain. 1 camera each will be added to either side of the production version for it to have a full 360-degree view. -0 is developing its autonomous vehicle solution using only cameras and software technology, which is quite a contrast to other autonomous vehicle technology development efforts, which generally use radars and lidars too. Under development for 2 years, the technology suite is scalable and the production version is targeted to be ready in about a year and a half from now. -0's founders, Gagandeep Rihal and Gursimran Kalra, both in their 20s, explain their nature-inspired autonomous technology solution, which started as a small dream with an aim to make a big impact.
I think it started around 2 years back when we were just 2 undergrads with a small dream to make a very big impact. You know, the mobility affected us each and every day to a very core level. I think there was a very big pain point that had to be solved. This was an industry that had to be disrupted using technology. And considering the research that we had been doing over past 5 years in how a human brain is able to do so many things, I think there was a tipping point when we realized we are up to something really big.
What is the pain point that you want to address?
So, on the use case side, I think you have been in Bangalore, right? Our roads are congested, we see a lot of road accidents, you know. The economic loss that happens to the country, that is too much, right? Like they often joke, right? You spend 2 hours to drive to office to work on an app that delivers grocery in 10 minutes. You see the sheer gist of that, right?
Yes. Right.
So this was the very pain point that had to be solved with technology. The automotive industry had to be disrupted. That was the factor.
Okay, then let's have this conversation as your autonomous vehicle also gives us a ride.
I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, looks interesting. Always great to experience new technology.
Yeah.
But tell me, here you are relying only on camera technology,
Yes.
Which is quite a contrast to or different from the other examples where there's a mixture of camera, radar, lidar technologies.
Yes.
So how are you being able to leverage only camera technology to make it a fully autonomous vehicle?
Okay.
Won't there be any kind of compromises because of the lack of radar or lidar?
So I would say it drives just like a human. We humans only have 2 eyes where we try to see it. We do not have any lidars or radars or 3D sensors fixed in our heads, which we do that.
But the brain does that work,
but
right?
the brain does that, and that's what we are also building. We are building the brain.
Yeah.
That's what the purpose is, to build that a technology, a brain that can actually think like human.
But then the brain of this autonomous vehicle has to be sharper and far more intelligent than the brain of an autonomous vehicle, which is equipped with radar and lidar also, right?
Exactly.
How do you manage that?
Exactly. So there are that's the core IP technology which we are building. That's what we have released in the public as well, which we call as nature-inspired AI, which takes lot of inspiration from human brain, takes lot of inspiration from physical laws of the nature, takes lot of inspiration from neuroscience, and brings all of them together into a very elegant, smooth piece of software that actually analyzes the things just like a human brain does. So just to put in a perspective for you, there are 6 cameras around the vehicle that covers 360 degrees view of this vehicle. So as humans, you only have the front vision. So it exceeds far better than human vision.
So you have 3 in the front, 3
in
at the
back, and there are 2 on the sides as well.
You'll have 2 in the sides
Yes,
as well.
exactly.
Okay.
To cover the entire 360 degree view of the
Okay,
vehicle.
and what kind of cameras are these?
These are entirely monocular cameras.
RGB cameras.
Yes.
Okay.
The similar kind that you are using in your mobile phones or something, but yeah, the standards are automotive standards.
Which
Exactly.
means, in other words, not too expensive, is it?
Not too
Yeah.
expensive. Exactly.
Compared to all other sensors, yes, not too expensive.
Exactly.
Okay. But you don't use any other sensor as such?
No, so we use GPS sensor to
Yeah, of course.
to-
For the location.
for the location.
Yes.
everywhere it is.
And
Yeah.
everything, like you said, all that proficiency of having multiple sensors, that is compensated by a breakthrough technology, the nature inspired AI.
Okay.
That is a core IP that as -0 we have built.
Yes.
You know, biomimicry as an approach is also right, because trying to emulate nature or learn from nature. I mean, if there are examples of, let's say, engineers studying the flight pattern of locusts
Yes.
Yeah.
to design vehicles perhaps which have
Yes.
low coefficient drag,
Yes.
and be more agile and things like that. So in this case, what were the what are the principles? What's the philosophy
Sure.
in terms of?
I think a very good word that you put out, biomimicry,
Yes.
and I think this is a very good way for the general audience to understand.
Yes.
And it is in a simple thing, if I put it in 3 words, how do you really understand the environment in the most flawless manner? That is what our human brain has cracked. Second, how do you understand behavior of your surroundings, and third, how quickly you can adapt.
Right.
Let's say you today are driving a SUV, tomorrow if I ask you that can you drive a sedan, you will adapt very quickly. These are 3 things that a human brain has mastered very well, and these are the 3 things that nature inspired AI solves.
All right. And this vehicle, I mean, how do you plan to take this project ahead?
Sure.
Now, how is this project going to evolve? Are you looking at only, let's say, application like only control environment like large campuses, or are you also planning to take this technology onto the road?
Exactly. Sure. So basically, as I mentioned in the beginning, we are primarily a technology company. We are primarily an AI company who is building technology for multiple stuff. So this ZPod that you are seeing, it's one of our projects for suitably meant for closed campuses like residential parks, industrial parks, technology campuses, university campuses, airports, all other things alike. But this is not the only thing which we are working on. There are multiple other technology domains which we focus. Is the advanced driver assistant technology, where a sub part of this technology can go into your existing vehicles and can give you advanced driver assistant features or the ADAS features now which we see in, but that too only using cameras.
And in a very India specific manner.
In a very Indian specific
Okay.
manner.
So in other words, let me put it very simply. Now, OEMs are also looking at cost-effective solutions, right?
Exactly.
So are you saying that perhaps you would like to you would be able to offer ADAS systems or parts of it in much more competitive prices?
Exactly. That's the narrative, because we only use cameras to do that, and the compute is also very drastically reduced because of that. So it decreases the entire sensor suite of the cost associated with it.
We are not just talking about the cost here.
Yes.
The very purpose is, if you when we talk with the stakeholders, India or these emerging markets have very unique set of environments, right? They are not that predictable.
Right.
I think that is not just the cost part with only using cameras, but the core brain also, which can really understand these uncertainties very well.
Exactly.
Yeah, we are moving around in this AV while it is getting remote control, because you haven't really mapped this go-kart track.
Exactly.
It needs. So tell me, for it to kind of understand, learn about the track well enough to move on its own, how long will it take, and how challenging is it?
Exactly. So basically, any place where we want to go forward, we generally any campus that we want to track on, we generally take Google Maps reference, or we map the area with between 1 to 2 days. That's the normal timeline that we take for any particular. As this was on request basis, so we couldn't do that for this particular go-kart campus. But anywhere you want, and that's the very beautiful, elegant feature of our technology as well. That if we want to go to public roads in future, this technology scales up to this. We generally take information from Google Maps, just like how humans we do. So that's where it is integrated, and the technology learns on its own. It does not need to be mapped for anything else.
Right now, this kind of form factor is a pod with seating capacity of 4. Is it? I mean, are you looking at a modular construction, scalable, or what kind of seating configuration? Have you kind of engineered? Are you engineering from?
The core technology, the what we call true vision autonomy, which is the autonomous vehicle stack based on nature inspired AI, it is agnostic to this, right? It really depends on the use case and the kind of requirements where it has to be integrated. The idea is true vision autonomy can be integrated in any kind of vehicle form factor when it is being, let's say, conceptualized or manufactured. And so you do not have to do the re-engineering again for, let's say, some different vehicle. Right. So this ZPod is a concept that was designed to showcase its parts.
Right.
So yeah.
And are you in talks with any industry players? Because you are saying you are positioning yourself as technology developers, technology partners. So are you looking at partnering OEMs, tier ones, and also you need funds, right, to kind of develop this whole project and others further. You raised some funds recently, I believe.
Yes.
So are you would you be looking at raising more funds?
Exactly. So we are in advance. To answer your first question, we are in advanced talks with multiple OEMs, global OEMs as well as Indian OEMs, as well as multiple tier 1 suppliers to help them provide this technology. We will announce the names and everything shortly in the public. With regards to fund, last year we raised our first seed round in this space, close to $1.7 million from some of the leading venture capitalists and individual investors in the domain. And now we are going in the market again with a Series A round to take this research into product format and take it into productionization. That is our focus for our next 1.5 years.
Lastly, quick question: this your technology suite of the camera, depending on how many cameras one would like, let's say in this case 6 to 8 cameras, and the intelligence, the brain, the software, this as a bouquet, how much would I have to pay for if I?
See, this is a question we will answer shortly once we are ready with the product in the public.
Okay. On that note, Gagandeep, Gursimran, congratulations and all the very best with your efforts.
Thank you.
And hope we'll see a production version of this ZPod very soon.
Yeah.
Sure. We are also looking forward to it.
On that note, we come to the end of this episode of Technology Talks. Very interesting development taking shape here in Bangalore of autonomous driving technology. So keep following us on ET Auto to get all the updates about such and much more developments in the technology space. Thank you for watching this episode. Goodbye.